Hello, friends. I'm running for mayor of LA because I have some talent that I want to give back to the community that was so good to me and make it better. Right now, I see that's not being done. The big resource that LA would have is what's called a public bank. California is one of the few states that allows cities to create public banks, and we could do that. And a public bank is something that's, it's not about profit for the private bankers. It's about helping the people of the community, not only through projects being financed to make the economy better, but also helping the individuals in the city, the area, who use a public bank to have access, better access to loans and even the cleaning of credit, which I think is very important because we need an economy in LA which has a lot of viable spenders. And if we can, put money in people's pockets and also clean up some credit, we're going to get that. But see, right now, Mayor Bass, she's not even thinking in that direction at all. I can tell this, but just taking a quick look at her, donations, the behest fund that she should have outlawed, but if she really cared about corruption, she didn't. This is the mayor's fund that Garcetti used to so easily fill his coffers and his pockets. I believe he could take it with him when he was done. But anyways, this is donations that everybody who does business with LA is basically shaken down. Here, you got to donate to the mayor's behest fund if you want us to go forward. Anyways, she got millions of dollars, and she's like, well, I spend it on helping the children of LA or helping the eviction be less. And there is some of that. There is some of that. But she has millions and millions of dollars, and only a small fraction is being used to help that. The persons who are running that behest fund are getting paid a lot, and that it outlines the corruption that we see coming from the Bass administration. She's taking a lot of money from banks. Yeah, and especially I noticed a couple of Chinese bankers, and actually she gave one of their sons a job in the city in return. It looks like for the donation, but that's all speculation, they say. But see, it tells me that she is never going to just believe in even looking at starting a public bank which can help the people of LA. She's going to allow the private bankers to continue to do what they've been doing, which is take the money that we could be using for us, and they make it hard to get that money for regular people to use, while they always make sure that the extremely wealthy people have what they need to go forward and do their investments and continue to make their money. I don't think that Mayor Bass is on the same page with, let's say the regular LA citizen, who wants to, have be able to prosper and have, a place where they can, you not have to pay all their income towards their housing cost and their rent. She is doing nothing to try to lower, that cost, because she needs to expand the supply, and it's been very, very slow building for her, as we can see. But why is that so? Well, one thing we're finding out is this, and this is particularly galling, is as they try to pass, the millionaires tax, or the tax that says if you do a transaction over $5 million in housing, there's going to be a tax on that, so we can, help the people with that tax money. Well, she doesn't want that. She does not want that extra tax on the those millionaire cells, and I believe she's probably against the millionaire tax. I'm not sure, but the fact of the matter is, she's standing close by the very wealthy, rather than doing what a politician nowadays should do, which is be working for the interest of the people who are getting screwed by the wealthy. Totally, we don't see that happening. We do know that when she was in Congress, she went to USC and she got a $100,000 scholarship paid to her, and in return she filed legislation so that their Department of, I believe, Sociology could federally bill, for some of their work. She was, just doing the old back scratching thing that we see the corporate Democrats do. See, Mayor Bass is out of the tradition of the corporate Democrats that really, totally took over Congress and blew it for the Democratic Party. Right now, we need Democrats who are pro-people, who are going to care about making sure that the people, they come first. But she didn't do that. She gets to office, and one of her first moves was the Water and Power Department. She hires a friend of hers, and as the head person, and she doubles the salary that this person gets now compared to the last supervisor of that department. In other words, this new one getting paid over $700,000 a year to run the Water and Power Department. That's crazy. I mean, come on. How are we as regular citizens going to depend on our public service employees if this is happening? Look at the Metro. The person who's running the Metro, getting paid over $500,000 a year. And what's her big idea? She wants the Metro to, create a whole new police force. Just what we need in LA, which is already somewhat of a police state happening. We need to definitely restructure the command for the LAPD and make that less racist, less corrupt, and more community-oriented. These are the things that I'm thinking about, and the things that I want to do when I become mayor. And there's a lot more, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. Thank you, my friends. I'm Ed Ryan.